Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Back in the 90s, finding information on what games were good and what games are crap were pretty tough to do since smartphones weren't around to connect you instantly to the internet to find out. So it really got me thinking about what games that I wished I had when I was a kid but missed out on. So roll that intro. So like I said in previous videos, I didn't own very many games when I was a kid. My parents just couldn't afford to buy them. So I was stuck with renting them most of the time. But just like anything else, when you're a child, you just miss out on great games for some reason. So I figured I would talk about some games today that I wish I had been able to play way back when I was a kid, but totally missed out on. These aren't going to be for one particular system, just a couple games I really regretted missing out on playing back in the day.
Way back in 1995, I remember seeing ads in my magazines for a game that seemed really cool, but I wasn't able to play it because I was moving on from the Super Nintendo in favor of the N64 and the PS1. It wasn't until I started collecting that I had actually played it and realized I missed out on a great game. It's a game called Metal Warriors. I'm sure you all now have played it, including myself, but back then, I would have loved to play this game. Metal Warriors is a side-scrolling run-and-gun platformer where you take control of a huge mech. You assume the role of Lieutenant Stone from the Freedom Fighting Group, taking control over several mech suits in a last-ditch effort to overthrow the Dark Axis military force on Earth. This game is fantastic. Great graphics, smooth animations, but unfortunately, it came out really late into the Super Nintendo's lifespan. So I hate that I missed out on this, because I was playing PS1 at the time. The gameplay is great. You are able to pilot 6 different types of assault suits, each one having their own melee weapons and featuring a distinctive mechanic from one another. And you can also use more than one suit in the same stage. You can jump out of your mech and go on foot with a pistol to do damage also, and try to survive until you can find another mech to use. The game also had a 2-player deathmatch mode, which was a pretty cool added bonus. But even as a single-player campaign, it really sucks I missed out on this one. So give it a shot now and you won't regret it. Another game I totally dropped the ball on and still haven't been able to find a copy for a decent price is a game called Landstalker for the Sega Genesis. You control Nigel the treasure hunter, who is tasked with searching for clues that lead to the treasure of King Noel. This is done by traveling both outdoor areas and through dungeons. All gameplay and plot advancing scenes take place in an isometric view. You walk, jump, swing a sword, climb ropes and ladders, talk to different characters, pick up and throw different objects to make your way through this game. Much of the game's dungeons and overworlds are filled with monsters, mostly creatures from fantasy and mythology like orcs, skeletons, ghosts, golems, and more. Many may be avoided or killed for gold or other collectibles, while others must be killed to advance the plot of the game. Many traps and puzzles also appear, requiring you to jump from platform to platform to press switches and move blocks to climb on. Locked doors stop the player's progress. You must find keys or beat certain enemies or different puzzles to unlock them and progress further in the game. Many dungeons and areas have a boss to defeat at the end. The monsters, puzzles, and dungeons increase in difficulty as the game progresses. This game is great, and some say it's a clone of Zelda, and honestly, they aren't wrong, but this game did a lot of things right, and I wish I would have gave it time back in the day. In the last game, I remember seeing ads for, but I was never able to play it because I didn't own a TurboGrafx 16. And that's a game called The Legendary Axe. The Legendary Axe takes place in a faraway land where its inhabitants have been under the control of the cult Jagu. The cult, who was regularly pillaging the countryside, is led by a half-man, half-beast named Jagu. You play as Gogan, who lives in the village of Minafu, who must hand over one person as a human sacrifice to the Jagu every year. The village elders hand Gugan the legendary axe named Sting, which gives him great strength to fight this evil cult. Armed with his axe, he sets off to the evil place to defeat Jagu and his cult and rescue Flare. This game just wasn't on my radar back then because I didn't know anybody that had a TurboGrafx 16, which is a real bummer. This game is highly regarded by TurboGrafx 16 collectors. Such a great game, and one that I wish I had had the chance to play when I was a kid. But one good thing is that they have a TurboGrafx 16 mini coming out, and this game is on there. So if you get a chance to pick one of those mini consoles up, definitely give Legendary Axe a try. It's fantastic, and one of my favorite games for the TG16.
Well, that's a couple games that I wish I was able to play when I was a kid. If you guys have any games that you missed out on, put them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep on reminiscing.